Okay, one more pattern for today. Trying to catch up a little from the weekend. I wasn't home, so this one's called Hoot. Appears to be a grid pattern that looks like a hootie owl. So, let's see. Step number one. We're just going to go step by step through this one because it's a little bit more complex. So I'm just going to draw myself a little grid and give it a go. So we're going to start with step number one. Looks like that. So let's start with a grid and see where I come up with. Remember, I like to start with a bit of a pencil grid just because I space myself better, seems to be when I can just give myself a bit of a pencil grid like that. And do I have enough to do a whole pattern? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have enough to do 4 pattern. Okay. One. Something like that. Okay. And then it starts with, do I want, see, this is the other thing you got to decide. What's your scale going to be? Do I want 4 big ones because each of these grid needs a 4 square grid? Or do I want to take each square and divide them in 4 and then have a bunch of them? I think I'm just going to do 4 for right now. I'm going to learn how to do it with the bigger scale. Often I will learn how to do things with a bigger scale and then scale it down later. So this one has, in this is my 4 grid right here. Those 4, and then these 4, and then those 4. So inside that one is this. It's going to have a diagonal and then these half moons. So we're going to do that. Diagonal, and then half moons going toward that part. Okay, and I want to do it the same in all the squares that I'm going to do it to so that I have that Zen feel. So I'm going to do it to all of them. That, and then that, and that. And that. I'm going to do them all the same direction, I think. One of the other choices you have to make is on a grid pattern, you can turn the grid 90 degrees and get a completely different look, but I think I'm going to do them all going the same direction. At least for this time that I try it. Maybe next time I'll decide to turn it. Okay, and then this to this, and this to that. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2. Inside here, we need to do this, that, and these little lines. Kind of makes it look like a butterfly. So let's do that step. That's right in here, about halfway gives me that. Draw. Oops. Make sure you're intentional with your spots. I made that one much bigger than I made the other side, but oh well. But to me, those look like butterflies at this moment. And you know what? You could probably just stop right there, and this would be perfectly cool pattern. Do part of a pattern. You don't have to do the whole thing if that's where you decide you feel like it's come together already. Okay, here's the next step. And it appears that we need to follow this angle and do, oops, that was not what I had intended. Come on. Come back, come back. So that's the shape we need. I'm going to follow this like that. I'm going to do that on both sides. Just kind of borrow that shape. Okay, down and up. Trying to space them sort of the same, but I'm not doing a very good job. Oh my, it's getting late. I have other things I need to do. This will be my last one for today. Okay, so far so good though, I think. Okay, and this goes like that. And that goes like this. Does not seem to be a hard pattern to do, just more steps than some others. And you know what? That would be cool to leave it like just like that too. That I can see so many possibilities in shading that one and making it look different each time. But I'm going to continue with exactly what it says to do next. Next it says to do that little dot, sort of a blob, half orb on each, right in the middle of each of these, like this. Just sort of a half circle right in the middle. Okay, and then the next step it says to aura that, and that's it. So that makes the sort of owl eyes. Totally see it. Just sort of appears like that. Yep. Make that one closer together to see how many lines I can get in there. And if that makes it look different than when they're further apart. It does. That one looks different than that one just because of the number of lines that I put. And since this one is kind of close to that one, I'm going to make this one with more lines like I did that one. Just to be Consistently inconsistent. Something like that. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of shading. I'm going to do shadows. I'm going to do shadows just here. Just here and here. I'm going to do them there and there. You could do various things. You could do one here, do in here. I think I'm just going to do this. All going the same direction. Something like that. Make sure you remember to blend. Blendy, blendy. Okay. All right, did I do that one? Okay, this ends. That one's called Hoot. It's like a bunch of owls staring at you. You can do this. Yeah, that one is basic. Basic straight lines, a few curves. You can do this. I know you can do this.